Hello, good day, good night, good evening, good midday, good afternoon, wherever you are and whatever the time is on your part of this globe. Or is it a globe? No, that's a theory for later. And welcome to my theories. I'm your theorist, like always, Birgir Eilsson, and my theory today is also to raise awareness of being just aware of it. It's an interesting theory. It's a theory that I've been aware of for many years now, and I've always respected this theory and treat it with the respect that it deserves, because today's theory is about flies. Yes, you heard me. The insect, flies. Whether it be a bee, whether it be a vespa, or like a geitungur, hornet, or it's a house fly, fish fly, or it's a fruit fly, whatever kind of fly you see out there. Be aware of them also. I know you like to hit them and all that, because that's our reaction, but that's a reaction we developed for a reason, because, yes, the theory of today is flies are spies. Yeah, you heard me. You might just think of a fly as an innocent little insect or a stuff just flying out there randomly. No, they are spies. They are spying on you for the higher ranks, like I call them. I call them the higher ranks because they are higher ranked in the orbital frontal lobe sensority society, like higher beings, higher ranked beings of sorts. They're just higher ranks because they have a higher sense of believability and sense of awareness and understanding of the world. But yeah, let's not get into that now. We're talking about the flies. So the reason we developed this skill of squatting a fly, like they say, or always wanted to squat a fly, is in the days of the before people, our forefathers, we knew about this spies who were working for the higher ranks, and we knew how they sent the flies out to spy on you. And that's something that developed into our body, because the before people that we are descended of always try to squash the fly, wash them away, because they're spying on us again. They are trying to see what we're doing and trying to replicate or steal our ideas, which they eventually did. And that's the reason why they are higher ranks could interstellar travel and can be what they are today, the higher dimensional beings, and we were left, well, broken by them, and had to restart our civilization and society. That's why we are the humans we are today. So be aware of the flies out there. The flies are there to spy. They are descendants of spies, and they were made to spy. All of the species of flies, like everything, like I said, from a bee to a fruit fly and every in-betweener, there's a fly. Moth, butterflies, they were all variations of spies made to spy on you. And even though some of them are not active spies anymore, they developed their self-organic systems and managed to reproduce by themselves and become these animals as we know. Of course, they are animals still, but they have this gene, spy gene in them. And because they have that, the higher ranks can always access that, even though they have flies that know they are spies, and then they have flies who are just flies, but they can always enter their frontal lobes and vision system and look at what they're seeing and hear. And that's the reason why many flies, and most of them, have the vision they have. They have like the 360 vision thing, many eyes. So yeah, be careful, be aware, and keep squatting flies. Only if they're mean to you. Like if they're really suspicious, squat them. But also know they are pretty innocent and they're not. Most of them are not aware of what they're doing. But you should be aware. I think it's better for you to be aware out there. The spies are the flies. And whenever you see them standing, rubbing together their feet, like if you ever watch the fly and you survey it for some time, you can see it standing there, rubbing its feet. That's when it's in a good position, and the reason why it rubs itself is to enhance the focus of their vision, and it's kind of a record method, because when they do that, they make kind of a frequency wave thing that enhances their ability to see you and record, and they will also be able to record all sound around. So that's also the reason why they are rubbing their feet together. Like, yeah. So be aware of that too. See a fly out there rubbing their feet, be suspicious. And they also look suspicious when they're doing it. If you kind of jump into the watchability of that, you can see they are looking really suspicious. So just be aware of what they're doing. The flies are spies, man. And it's nothing to be afraid of really today, but like I said before, it started way before. It was the before people, before societies that had to battle these upper beings about information and dominance of the planet and the interstellar travel. Now we are the ones who sat behind and had to restart our civilization, and we are here now. We are like, if you only knew what the upper species, I've been so lucky, I've been dabbling in the upper species a lot, and I have tapped into their orchestrational lung of information balloons. You can understand what that is, but that's something you have to Google, probably. Or like, you can Google it and see what they come up with. You won't really get the straight up answer what it is. That's something I had to dig up for myself, and I was just lucky to, yeah, when I saw the upper being, I got in touch with the upper being once, and yeah, that's how I know more about this stuff than you, and that's why I'm relaying as much information I can to you out there. But yeah, so the theory of the flies today is the spy flies, fly spies. And they are out there spying on you. And you should be aware of that. But don't be too afraid of it. I mean, because there are so many of them, you're always gonna get spied on. But I think it's fair to you, listeners out there who are listening actually, that just be aware of you being spied on when there's a fly around. Even though it's a bee, bumblebee, cute little bumblebee buzzing around with their buzziness and business and all up in your business. You know it's up in your business because it's actually up in your business. Buzzing. And the buzzing sound is actually a recording sound for them. It's just a different species. The buzzing enhances the clarity of the sound they will be able to record. But yeah. And that's why also they weaponized some of the spies, like they gave the bees the horn, and the reason why the bees die when they sting you, because the horn will usually stick and be left behind in your skin or whatever they sting you, and that's when the bees tries to fly away, it's dragging all the equipment out, so it's basically ripping out the organs of the bee, but and that's also where the spy equipment is installed. So yeah, but the Hornets, that's why they upgraded when they make the Hornets. The Hornets were able to sting without the stinger being left in you, so they can defend themselves actually by stinging you and fly away before you can squish it. And that granted this afraidness also of the Hornets and some of the bees, because they were made in a way they can harm you. That was just an engineered stuff which the higher beings made because they wanted some of the spies to be able to protect themselves and not to always have to remake so much of them. And then they started making their own hives. They integrated that into the bees and the wasps and the hornets. And they were able to multiply themselves, their own armies, make honey as a decoy, basically. So even if you ingest a lot of honey, and if you like honey, that's also good to be aware that those are spy fluids from the higher beings. So they will be able to monitor your intestines and everything to see what makes them tick, what makes them ill, and all that stuff. They are learning all that stuff. So just be aware of that. I mean, you can still eat some honey. Most of your body will disomerate it and dissolve that up. But as more honey you need, as much, like if you eat much more honey, and through the time the honey will start to vertagonize themselves inside your body and make like this honeyness spinet fluid webs inside of you that will act as their higher beings by record net of operation per se. So just be aware of that also, that the flies are out there to spy on you, but they're also out there, I mean, guess they're also out there just to, because they think they're just flies, some of them, so they're just out there trying to survive. But many of them know actually what they're doing. That's their like higher up fly spies. But don't be too like scared about this. Don't let it control your life. Like everything here, it's just my theory, which are basically true though. Most of them are based on really good facts. But like, even though you know they are spying on you, there's nothing you can do to stop the spyness, because the higher beings will not interfere with us in any way, because to them we are just like you look at speck of dust on your table basically, or the speck of dust on this mic I have now. So just be aware of that. They are just gathering information because they are infinite learning beings. They want to learn infinitely, and they are basically us, just farther ahead. So be aware of that the spies are out there, and they are flies. The flies are spies, spies are flies. Fly spies, fly spies. Why do you think those two words rhyme? Because they are descendant of each other. That's how those words became. Send the flies out there, send flies, and that like spliced into this one word, fly. Oh, then that's how the creation of the word spy became. And yeah, but we also have both of them. Like fly and spy can be a separate thing, but they are the same thing. So now you know. Thank you for this episode of my theories. This was my theory for today. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. Take it, mold it over, sleep on it, and just be aware of it. That the flies are out there and they are spies. And like one of the great bees leaders said one time, stay out of my business, you bees. Thank you. Have a good day, night, afternoon, evening, and everything. Bye-bye.
Bye.